Good day everyone, I am Mia Grace Arriesgado from BE Ed 2A. So today I will be discussing my topic, which is all about the three types of pictorial projection. So this include the axonometric projection, oblique pictorial drawing, and perspective pictorial drawing. So these techniques are used in drafting to show objects in three dimensions, allowing us to see more than one side in a single drawing. Let's start with axonometric projection. The word axonometric actually means to measure a long axis. This type of projection shows an object as if it is viewed from a slightly tilted angle so we can see multiple faces at the same time. So, under axonometric projection, there are three kinds: the isometric, dimetric, and trimetric. So, isometric pictorial projection is the most commonly used. Here, all three angles between the axes are equal. Even though it might not be the most realistic to the eye, it is the easiest to draw because all measurements along the axis use the same scale. Next, we have the dimetric pictorial projection, where two of the three angles are equal. This makes the drawing look a bit more realistic than isometric, but still it is easier to make than a trimetric drawing. So finally, we have the trimetric pictorial projection, where all three angles are different. Because of this, each axis has its own scale, making it the more realistic looking axonometric projection, but also the most challenging to construct. Now, let's move to the second type, the oblique pictorial drawing. So in oblique drawings, we start with a straight-on view of the object's front face. Then, we add dip using angled parallel lines, usually at 45 degrees, but sometimes 30 degrees or 60 degrees. So oblique drawings are easy to create because one face is drawn in its true shape. So there are three kinds of oblique drawings: the cavalier, general, and the cabinet. So in a cavalier oblique, the width, height, and depth are all drawn in their actual size. And for the general oblique, the width and height are full size, but the depth is reduced to 2/3. So finally, in cabinet oblique, the width and height remain full size, but the depth is shortened to 1/2. So cabinet is the most commonly used because it looks more natural. So now, let's talk about the third type of pictorial projection, the perspective pictorial drawing. So this is considered as the most realistic type because it shows objects the way the human eyes see them in real life. So lines appear to meet at vanishing points, giving the drawing a sense of depth and distance. So there are also three types of perspective drawing: the 1-point, the 2nd-point, and the 3rd-point perspective drawing. So let's begin with the 1-point perspective. So 1-point perspective uses a single vanishing point and is ideal for hallways or roads. So for the 2-point perspective, it uses two vanishing points on the horizon line and is great for drawing buildings or boxes. And of course, we have also the 3rd-point perspective, which adds a third vanishing point above or below the horizon line, often used for tall structures that you view from very high up or far below. So lastly, before I end, let me explain the three important views used in perspective: the man's eye view, bird's eye view, and worm's eye view. So let's begin with man's eye view. So man's eye view shows the scene from the height of an average human eye. Then we also have the worm's eye view that shows object from below as if you are a worm looking up. And also the bird's eye view shows the scene from above as if you are a bird looking down from the sky. So overall, understanding pictorial projections helps us draw objects more clearly and realistically. from simple boxes to complex buildings. Each method serves a different purpose, whether for engineering, architecture, or visual presentation. So that would be the end of my topic. So thank you so much for listening.